YouTube channel. We got a 10-second delay. But I muted my YouTube. That's what I look like on YouTube. Okay. I'm live. I'm sorry. I can't talk. All right. Let's wait a couple minutes in case anybody just happens to come in. Hey. All right, so YouTube, I'm just playing with this live stream, learning how to use StreamYard. This is Pockets. My name is Patty. I'm live to you from the cottages. I've got a little bit on the coronavirus. I'm not saying I have breaking news. Someday maybe I will. Someday maybe I won't. But for now, I got a little bit of news that you might not have heard yet, and maybe you have. First, I got to go to screen share. So StreamYard, let me go to screen share. Where to go? Share a screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. I'm on Chrome. Here we go, babies. FBI has ordered $40,000 in hand sanitizer and face masks in case the coronavirus becomes a pandemic in the United States. Now, why would they do that if they weren't thinking maybe it will? And with the unreported cases that perhaps we have in Florida, because they won't tell us anything either way, they won't tell us anything whether they've even tested anyone. New York wasn't telling everything either, but now they're getting some word out that they have some people quarantined. So meanwhile, this is your documentation from CNBC. FBI has ordered $40,000 of hand sanitizer and face masks. The agency was taking preemptive measures by procuring these items now. This is the time to open up your pandemic plans and see that things are in order. Anne Shusett, a top CDC official, said earlier this month. She said this earlier this month, according to this article, which came out about 5 hours ago. Now we're hearing it. We've been telling you this on channels around YouTube for about 2 weeks. Now the FBI pandemic is coming. There's a face mask. The FBI has ordered $40,000. I'm not going to read that again. The Bureau's pandemic, the FBI this is now. We've already heard that NORTHCOM and the Marines, and I think it was the Navy, I don't know about the Navy, but I know it was the Marines, were preparing under NORTHCOM, going over their pandemic and troop quarantine plans. The Bureau's pandemic preparedness supply order includes face masks from manufacturer 3M and disinfectants, including hand sanitizer. In its purchase, they said it needs those items on hand if the coronavirus or COVID-19 spreads widely throughout the U.S. The Trump administration last month declared the virus a public health emergency, but it's not yet met World Health officials who designation of global pandemic that spreads widely throughout the world. The masks and disinfectants are to be stored throughout the country for distribution in the event of a declared pandemic, according to the document, which was signed Friday, and gave the companies a week to fulfill the order. So they weren't waiting long to get these masks and hand sanitizers in. The document said the supplies for the FBI strategic stockpile for pandemic preparedness. Why do they want a week? So the hand sanitizer and wipes are necessary because they kill 54 different microorganisms within a minute. So this disinfectant has both speed and power. That's hand sanitizer. And let me go back. There was a brand that the FBI is buying. This is maybe advertising for that company, but not by me. PDI Healthcare and 3M. Maybe you should look into those stocks, but they probably already went up because they made this purchase a few days ago. But I wonder who the insiders were that made money off that deal. 40,000 is just a fraction of the size of other contracts the FBI awards to private companies. The order illustrates how U.S. agencies are preparing for the possibility that the coronavirus could reach pandemic levels in the United States. The FBI has been monitoring the outbreak and is taking preemptive measures. The Bureau added it is making the purchase directly from the manufacturers because of the urgency of this request. And that's a quote. Quote, because of the urgency of this request. So the FBI says it's urgent. It's not the YouTubers calling it urgent. Please, people, get prepared. Due to the human life and safety component, these two brands, for some reason, they're going on this brand. I don't know. But you can look into it yourself. You can see the article. And later on, I'll try to put these links in pinned comments. I can't guarantee I'll put the links in, but I'll work on it. This is my first live stream. This is a time to open up. We saw that quote, your pandemic plans. Let me go back. There was a for instance with that. This is a CDC official that said it's time to open up your pandemic plans. For instance, she continued, healthcare providers need to plan for a surge at the hospital. The ability to provide personal protective equipment for your workforce. The administrative controls and so forth that you might put in place in a healthcare setting. Now, if healthcare workers have to have personal protective gear, why won't you if you're around somebody with the illness? Last month, officials from the CDC issued the first U.S. federal quarantine order since smallpox in the 60s. Almost 1,000 Americans have faced or are currently facing mandatory 14-day quarantines. And this is another quote from the Dr. Nancy Messonnier, Director of CDC's National Center for Immunization and Respiratory Diseases. This is a very serious public health situation, and the CDC and federal government has and will continue to take aggressive action to protect the public. So that's the FBI ordered $40,000 in hand sanitizer and face masks and used the word urgent. So, meanwhile, back to me on the camera, I guess. You got to put up with me for a minute. I need a drink now. I can't do this and keep talking. And I got nobody watching me, but I'm here. Maybe you'll watch me later. I've got 2 or 3 more articles. One of them is coming right now. Let me go back and get a stream share for you again. I'm slow at this. I can't click it off real quick, so you're going to have to wait while I move these tabs around sometimes. This is U.S. hospitals brace. U.S. hospitals across the U.S. prepare for the coronavirus outbreak to become global pandemic. Hospitals are preparing. Are you preparing, people? This is not a game. I may be stupid and dumb. I may be an ignorant looking old lady, but I'm telling you, there's something serious happening. A larger spread of the COVID-19 coronavirus across the U.S. could overwhelm emergency rooms and cause supply shortages of some crucial medical supplies. That's because most of your medical supplies are made in China. The threat of the new virus comes at an already busy time for most U.S. hospitals. Seasonal flu is at its peak. There's somebody with a mask that won't protect her. You can't use a surgical mask. The only mask, the beginning mask, the least protective mask that might help is an N95. You probably need something better than that. But the N95 will filter many of the particles. They're quoting a different person, again saying, this is a time to open up your pandemic plans and see that things are in order. CDC. For instance, said Dr. Anne Shushat of the CDC. For instance, For instance, she continued, healthcare providers need to plan for a surge at a hospital, the ability to provide personal protective equipment for your workforce, the administrative controls, and so forth. This looks like it's very similar to the last article I read. Or maybe I was reading it to a friend already. Shushat's warning came as the U.S. and world health officials increasingly sound the alarm of a possible pandemic outbreak of the deadly new coronavirus that has killed more than 2,100 people in China in the last 7 weeks. This is not your everyday flu. If you search the pictures of China, you'll see they're doing things you don't do for the flu. It's not a pandemic yet, according to the World Health Organization, says the article. This is just mainstream WHO numbers and bunk. It's not giving us any more information, except that we need to know hospitals across the U.S. prepare for coronavirus outbreak to become global. I don't think it says global. Go back to the title again. Yes, to become a global pandemic. Oh my gosh, global. Hospitals across the U.S. prepare for the coronavirus outbreak to become a global pandemic. There you have it. Meanwhile, WHO, and I'll get to this in a moment as soon as I figure out how to screen share this one, WHO asked for more money to fight coronavirus as China defends quarantines. So let me go back to StreamYard and share this article with you. One moment. Please pause for the cause. Have a drink or something. Sippy, sippy. Where to go? Here it is. Here it is. Who asked for more money to fight coronavirus as China defends quarantines? Where is the WHO? Where the WHO is the WHO? Who is the WHO? They're the ones that told us not to close our borders 2 weeks ago because it wasn't that big. They encouraged us to not close the borders. They wanted to call us racist for closing our borders. This is an infection. I've never met an infection with a skin color, racial tone attitude. I'm trying to scroll down to the article here. And it disappeared. I got the headline and the article's not there. What's going on here? Advertisements. Who is this? MSN. Yep, I lost the article. I lost the article. Well, you had it. Who asks? All right, we lost it. And I don't know how to get it back, so there's your computer illiterate. Who asked for more money? All right, we got another one here. We got another one when I find it. StreamYard. It takes 3 steps to share a tab, people. I'm sorry with StreamYard. It's all I can afford. I got no money. I'm preparing. What about you? They took the article down, man. There it is. First U.S. patient has fully recovered from coronavirus in Washington state. Nearly 800 still under watch. So the last article said there were 1,000 in quarantine. Now we hear 800 are under watch in Washington state. What, they got eyes on them, but they can run around any way they want, or are they in quarantine too? I don't know. There we go, Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft. Microsoft wants to do a poll. You can't get an ad blocker for Chrome, unfortunately. I just hit read more, so let me scroll down. We got 54 pictures here. Let's look through the pictures. Let's look through the pictures. I didn't know I'd be doing this part live. Mass passengers look out from the Diamond Princess cruise ship docked at Yokohama Port, Tokyo, Japan. Let me full screen that. No, it's not worth it. Let me go to another slide. No, that's another story. How do you move the slides? Yeah. 1 of 54 slides. Doesn't tell you how to go to the other slides. Lovely. What a website. A Washington state man who is the nation's first confirmed case of the new highlighted deadly coronavirus has made a full recovery and is no longer quarantined, health officials announced. But almost 800 people remain on the state's watch list as health officials around the world battle to contain the virus. They're going through the mainstream number. 2,130 deaths, mostly in mainland China. 15 cases confirmed in America. 1 American has died in China. 75,000 people worldwide affected. Those are the numbers according to Johns Hopkins, who I don't know. Most of us trust them, but there's a lot of people that don't trust those numbers. I think there's a lot more, personally. That is my personal opinion, and I'm not the only one with a similar opinion. The confirmed case in Washington State was a 35-year-old. We've heard that. 779 under public health supervision across the state. Close contacts of confirmed cases, as well as people who've returned from China within 14 days. This is just about his recovery. China revised their reporting method again, so every other day China revises its reporting method. That's why the numbers change and drop or go up and down every day in different amounts. So it's totally unpredictable, and you can't figure out what the truth really is because they change their evaluation standards. How is that scientific? All right, YouTube. My video is only going on for 20 minutes. I'm not a live streamer, but I don't have much content, and I don't want to bore you any longer. I'm going to go back and stop screen sharing, put my ugly mug on the camera, and say thank you anybody that sees this for watching this, recorded or live. It doesn't matter. It might not even be announced. I don't know how you can find me live unless you just happen to be scouting the web when I go up. I'll be looking for more information. I did not do much research today. I had 2 appointments, and I had to figure out how to use StreamYard in the meantime. So I'm going to end this broadcast. I'm going to remind you that the time is always right to get right with Jesus. Yeshua is his name.